Everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Please enter the dungeon. Enter the Gungeon. Give me a moment here. Let me just see. Oh, we got 560 gigabytes free on the hard drive. You don't even want to know, dude. That could be like... You know what, let's mix it up today. Let's play as the Paradox and try to get a Lich kill. We've been doing the rat stuff, and the rat stuff's going very well, but why not give it a shot, right? Did do a past kill as well? We might as well look that up before we start. Hold on. The Paradox Gungeon. It's loading. Just give it a second. Killing the past with the... wait, hold on. Yes, so you can get the Gunslinger unlocked as the Paradox. Defeat the Lich. This will launch the player into a new run as the Gunslinger. Go through the game again and kill the past to unlock him. Well, here's the thing. What the heck is a carrot in the JK40s? It's a blasphemy carrot and the payday mask? What is happening here, dude? Grants anonymity and friendship. I think I hate to do this at the start. We're not making any progress, but I gotta like look up what the payday mask does. Clown mask. It's a passive item. What does it do? Summons wolf. A clown with a red mouth will attack enemies up close with a taser. Hoxton will guard the Gungeoneers by occasionally activating mini blanks. Or Chains wields a shotgun that he will use to attack opponents. So I think we got Chains here. That appears to be Chains. Okay. So you don't need me to tell you this. The JK47 is absolutely... well, it's not garbage, but it's like... it's basically on the same level as the starting pistol, I think. Maybe a little bit better because it's got a larger clip size. The Blasphemy is an amazing starting item. Like, that's just incredible for us. So let me just set the tone here. If we beat the Lich as the Paradox, which I actually, like, I wouldn't say I'm 100% confident, but we've been playing pretty well lately. We've been making some good progress. I think there's a genuine chance. I wouldn't bet against me right now. Let's put it that way. Think about that one. I'm hoping this could still find the secret room, even though it's technically a starting weapon. If we start a run as the Gunslinger, that will be split up into its own video. Because you gotta, Lord have mercy. The runs can be a little long in this game. You gotta, anytime we're gonna have a run that's 2 runs, just assume unless told otherwise, it's probably gonna end up being a 2-video spread, including a run where like we die with the clone or something. Like at some point, I know it seems cynical a little bit, but it takes a lot. HP, please. It takes a lot of mental clock cycles in order to talk and play a video game for 90 minutes straight uninterrupted without chat to kind of guide you. You know, there are people in the world who, like, when they, you know, want to have a conversation with somebody, they rehearse a 5-minute conversation for, like, an hour in the privacy of their own home. So just consider that, you know, we're out here doing 90 minutes of improv, off-the-cuff dialogue in a situation like that, and I think you'll have sympathy for me, okay? Plus, a man's gotta pee. It's just, it's the way of the world, dude. Because we have 2 keys, I'd always want to go to the oubliette now. I've become, as the kids say, an oubliette stan. It was the theme of this year's Met Gala. Met Gala. The joke doesn't really work, but remember Team America? Of course you do. Who doesn't? I mean, unless it came out in 2004. Yeah, everybody watching this was alive when Team America came out, more or less, I'm sure. Okay, buy a key. This key allows me bare minimum to open this. Okay, uranium amulet. I don't think it's bad. It's just that the Blasphemy is a little touchy. Just because if you... I mean, I guess the thing is if you get hit, you're not going to use it anymore anyway. But we should really just use our blanks to try not to get hit. I've completely ignored the fact that the Blasphemy is actually... Thank you. The Blasphemy has piercing shots, which are actually crushing it. I mean, that was way easier than I expected, to be honest. I think I'm pretty pleased with this. And you know what? I'm real glad that I did not spend not spend another key to open the blue chest. Yo! And you're not a mimic, I promise? Not a mimic, but the pea shooter, which is, I mean, pretty much useless. But still, we got a key out of it. Having this key means we can open up this blue chest, which will be a gun. And dude, the shot grub, I got nothing against it. Just keep in mind, we need something for when we're not at full HP anymore. Now we still have 2 keys to go down to the oubliette. How would I rate our first floor? I think you'd look at this as like a B- level. I don't think Uranium Amulet is that good, but it's good. I mean, I think all the amulets, I'm guilty of rating them improperly. The real value of Uranium Amulet is probably not doing poison damage, it's probably getting 1 extra blank per floor. Which is, they really bury the lead on that one. I gotta say, I'm also... I've always neglected Payday Mask. I couldn't really tell you why, except that I think it's usually pretty expensive. Also, they added a bunch of Payday stuff to this game, and I kind of... You know what I think it is? I think it's that I'm a snob. And it's not that I dislike Payday 2, or Payday for that matter. It's just that I assumed that it was like more or less cosmetic DLC, like the loot bag and the drill and the... or should I say the Wint and the etceteras, but should have trusted the devs and not thought that, whether explicitly or otherwise, because it's doing great work. Apparently, if you the more Payday items you get after having the clown mask, why? the more familiars you can get as well, so... You know, money's a little tight. But we'll see what we can do. First, we gotta see the item. Then we gotta have the money required to get the item while also being able to get the rat key, so... By the way, if you take issue with the fact that I gave this run a B- so far, keep in mind that B- is ignoring the items we started with as the paradox. Because, like, I really think that the Blasphemy is, like, an A starting item. I mean, if you could just use this... Inevitably, at some point in this run, we're not going to be at full HP. But, if we can use this until we get to a gun that can handle full HP... Or, sorry, that can... We can use as a room clearer or boss killer when we don't have full HP. You know, mission accomplished, right? Sorry, I just got back from the gym. You know, I still a little bit of brain glycogen's missing here. I'm trying to get... It takes a while sometimes. You know, I got coffee over here. We got to get the conversational engines flowing again. Yeah, I know, Tomo. You want to come in? Welcome, buddy. It's your choice. He's in. Tomo. Plus, as soon as I came back from the gym, Ruka threw up on the mat that's right outside of their litter box, and it's all like, I mean, I'm not trying to be gross about it, right? We'll see if we have the ability to do this. I mean, there's the loot bag, but we might be too low on money, honestly. And you know, and I'm not trying to be gross, but the mat that they step on is like, I don't know what word you would use, but it has like, excuse me, it has uneven surfaces on it, kind of like Why is it so hard to describe with this? You know, it's a rubber mat, and it has raised rubber pegs on it. And the idea is, you know, when the cat walks on it, it kind of like collects the litter off their feet. Unfortunately, it also collects whatever else is on the mat, which in this case is a little bit gross. So I, you know, came back from the gym. Oh boy, I'm gonna record some Gungeon. Wait a minute. I can't right away. I gotta wash this disgusting mat. But that's, hey man, that's parenthood. Mostly, you might think that I was upset about it, but not at all. I was just making sure my, Oh, dude, we don't need the money for the rat key. We can totally buy the loot bag. I was just making sure my, my son was okay. Gave him some wet food, and he was like, this is the greatest day of my life. Thank you. Alright, so let's fight the boss first. Realistically, we don't need anything else to kill the Blob Lord. I was a little scared about that one. We don't care about the flawless, but we would like to keep our HP as high as possible. And just like on principle, you'd prefer not to be hit, you know? So we can, because we're just going for a Lich kill, which means we don't need to save our money for the rat floor. Beautiful. No keys, you coward. I've seen this item 10 times. I never remember what it is. Hyper Light Blast. Oh, I've seen it once. When you miss, you lose ammo, but you don't lose ammo if you hit. That really felt like a secret rune to me. That's my bad. So let's buy the loot bag. Now we got 2 of these dudes. And we could buy monster blood. I mean, can we afford cursed bullets? We can afford cursed bullets. It's the more curse you get. I think I'd rather just buy a key, though. The more curse you get, the stronger your bullets become. Okay, Vengeful Spirit Bullet Idol synergizes with Shot Grub, just like the real thing. No idea, dude. Fair enough. You should definitely not do that. Okay. Dude, I don't know. I think we did pretty well after this. I don't think we need the Hyper Light Blaster. Let's look up what the Shot Grub synergy is with Bullet Idol. I'm trying to be better, be more diligent about this. If the player has Shot Grub's bullets will behave like those of the Shot Grub enemy, splitting into wavy bullets upon hitting a wall or an enemy. That seems awesome. Also, apparently, Bullet Idol, I mean, it only does anything when you take damage. I should also look up Loot Bag. Does that let us hold another item? Give me a sec here. Loot Bag. Money rewards are doubled. Wow. Taking damage causes the player to drop a random amount of money. Dropped money will disappear. Okay. So you get double financial rewards. But there's also an inherent risk that when you get hit, you'll lose money. But we also get a familiar. Very interesting. But yeah, that does seem pretty good here. The Bullet Idol, I just in general, for the most part in roguelites, if HP is important, I don't like items that require you to take damage in order to accomplish something, unless you can do it in a way that's actually productive. So I don't think Bullet Idol is going to be something we're going to use like on purpose, but apparently in the supply drop update, and I read this, I didn't divine it, I read this on the wiki. Its damage output was tripled, which is actually, you know, now we're starting to get into the balance that I can get down with. Like, if you're gonna force me to take damage to get a benefit out of an item that I've spent a key on, the damage better be, you know, serious. I think we have an extremely great chance to kill the Lich. I don't even think, like, it's close right now. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, it's a special boss? What are you? Ah, this guy. Annoying. By the way, in case you didn't notice, our other, like our second Payday familiar is blanking. He hangs out. He blanks on occasion. I don't expect... I mean, here's the thing. It's unlikely, I would say, that he's gonna blank bullets that are gonna hit us. But he's gonna simplify the environment. And maybe by simplifying the environment, makes it more likely that I'll be able to not take damage in the future. You know what I mean? Mega Dowser is just... I think it's horrendous. That's my interpretation of this, is that it's horrendous. So we, you know, there's nothing that says we couldn't do the rat fight on this run, but, you know, again, it's one of those, like, merciful things. I'm actually, now that I remembered I don't have to do the rat. By the way, I love the rat fight. I've spared no discourse, excuse me, thank you, when it comes to talking about the rat fight. I really appreciate the fact that it's a, like, different boss encounter and not just, hey, it's a super strong enemy with a bunch of HP. Which is how, like, almost all these other games scale. Not to say that it's better, but I think that specific fight is done better than the secret stuff in a lot of other roguelites. It's a clear labor of love, let's put it that way. But I'm also, like, you know, pretty excited to not have to do that today. And I mean, we could do it, and if we succeeded, we would be stronger, but let's not go crazy, you know? Like, yeah, Prince, let's not go crazy. Maybe the world's already crazy enough, buddy. Let's not go crazy. Let's not go nuts. Let's behave conventionally. Okay, it's... Look, I no disrespect, men. It's a great song. Prince is one of the greatest artists of our lifetime, of well, my parents' generation, but still, like, contemporary with my own existence as well. But, you know, some artist out there, you know, he's got to be arguing for the status quo. Like, hey, let's just take a seat on the couch. And, you know, now that Game of Thrones is kind of starting to disappoint us, maybe we'll start watching Barry. I hear that that show's really good. Bill Hader. But I've always loved Bill Hader. I got to start watching that show. I hear it's fantastic. Plus, I got this HBO subscription burning a hole in my pie. Hey, look, okay? If you're enjoying... And I'm not enjoying it. I want that to be clear. But if you're enjoying the final season of Game of Thrones, more power to you. I think that this season is a step back, even from the last season, in terms of, like, writing quality. But I don't really... Like, if you're enjoying it, that's fine. But I gotta tell you, the show was not bad because of coffee cups and unpet dogs. The show is starting to fall apart at the seams, in my opinion, because of the contrivances required to get characters from point A to point B in order to finish the story on time. Where previously, in the first 6 seasons, you know, things were very patiently paced. Now they're just like, man, well, they gotta be here, so... Anyway. Okay, Ring of Chest Friendship. I don't remember specifically what it does, but I think it makes... Wait, does this give us a little mimic? No, increases the chance of finding rewards upon clearing rooms, doubles the chance of finding chests upon clearing rooms. Yo, that seems very good. Alright, so we have 2 keys. I will open this. Guanstone. I think it's an improved dodge roll, right? We actually got to 102 casings, too, which is very high. We have the AK and the JK, dude. Look at this. The Killing Joke. Okay. JK-47. That's, I know that's a Batman reference there. If the player also has the AK-47, the 2 guns are dual wielded. Yo! I'm not going to shoot in here because of obvious reasons. So the nail gun is also pretty bad. But if I remember correctly, I think the nail gun is a cool synergy. Bullet time is like slow down, but I don't think I care. I think we're just, you know, moving on. Because I'm a sucker, like I said. Effed up in the head. Why? Hold on, I went the wrong direction here. Okay, so I mean, you know what we would love to see? And the run's great, don't get me wrong. We'd love to see a gun muncher. We have a lot of, I mean, because we found some secret rooms, we got a lot of, like, pretty, and this is our rat room, but let's just enjoy our brief summer vacation. It's spring break, let's say, from the rat fight. And of course, the irony is not lost on me that when I want to find the rat floor, I often get distracted and find it a struggle. And when I'm not looking for it, it's in the first room we walk into and I notice immediately. And then I didn't even have to look around for this. It's right here. But I'm not going to spend a key on that. Yeah, we would love a gun muncher is what I'm getting at. And the run is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Mostly because Blasphemy is just so freaking good. And we've, I mean, Loot Bag is kind of... I'm learning a lot on this run. Who would have thought that looking things up would be helpful? But, it turns out both of these payday items are pretty sick, dude. To get double financial rewards, not to mention the familiar, but to get double financial rewards for completing rooms is very strong. I mean, casings are a huge limiting factor in my experience, so to be able to, I mean, basically get twice as much money for the rest of the run is real strong. I think we do have a mild synergy previously unmentioned as well, so that's probably Ring of Chest Friendship helping us out here. And that synergy is our weird payday man also poisoning enemies when he blanks. Again, like the literal ammo-lit effect. Oh, it's a shambling round. Oftentimes a little not that amazing, but the fact that, you know, we got another dude hanging out here generating poison for us off of it. Can't complain. Glass cannon. If you get hit, it breaks. But I think it's pretty... like, it's good or great damage, even. I might use this instead of the Blasphemy. For the boss fight, specifically. And you know what I'll say about this run right now? Which is, again, I want to be clear, obviously very good. I feel more in control on this run. I gotta look that up. I gotta look all of these up. Holy Grail seems like a rat-based item. Unless it's just a joke about how a goblet with holes in it would not be very effective. I'm thinking that looks like a Swiss cheese. But, yeah, how many times do we end up getting 6 armor on a run? That's very uncommon. Usually, we're losing armor roughly at the same rate we're finding it, so... Okay, let's look it up. Blank Companion's Ring spawns a blank familiar who activates a blank effect each time an active item is used. Okay, so that doesn't do much for us right now. And then the other one was Holy Grail. Upon taking damage, triggers a full screen blank effect and refills 50% of the ammo of all the player's guns. Straight up, that second part seems incredible. As long as, I mean, until you die, that feels like it's infinite ammo. You know, you get hit, you get 50% of your ammo back. I don't know if I'm reading that incorrectly, but that kind of seems like infinite ammo. Sure, maybe you're not going to be at full ammo all that often. And there is something to be said about the fact that we're using a gun with infinite ammo to begin with for 95% of our duties here, but still, I mean, that My initial appraisal, Antiques Roadshow style, of the quality of that item is that it sounds pretty great. Yeah, we will open. Full Metal Jacket. Now, this has been in the game for a while, but let's look it up. Automatically uses one of the player's blanks if they're about to take damage, preventing it. Also grants 1 piece of armor. That seems awesome. So it should be much easier to flawless now, because even in situations where my own hubris gets the better of me, we're looking good. Dude, we got some incredible blank synergies going on here, too. We're balling out of control. What we could use is, there's 2 ways to accomplish getting nearly unlimited blanks. One would be a rechargeable blank generating item, like the Daruma, for example. And another one, or Elder Blank as well. Another one would be to buy Blank Companion's Ring, and also a very fast recharge item. So we won't be able to buy Blank Companion's Ring probably if we pay for this. Maybe we will. Let's see. But I think we always want to see synergies, so let's give it a try. Yikes. Oh, dude, but Badge actually synergy. Oh, that's Hero Pig. It's not Badge. 2 different things. Badge synergizes with the Full Metal Jacket, apparently. Okay, so hold on here. I do hate this guy, but don't let your hubris get the better of you. Like Glass Cannon, I actually don't know if it's better DPS. All I'll say is that we've been using the same exact gun for so long that just to have anything to mix it up feels merciful. Well, this is another flawless coming our way for sure. The Cannon Balrog is also still dying, because my man was extremely poisoned. We are actually unstoppable. So we got slower enemy bullets. We got our 3rd master round. We got armor stretching off the friggin' screen. I mean, I think we'll take Holy Grail. And it is a cursed item, that's fine. We'll take a key. And I'm not too concerned, as you might expect. I mean, there will be no secret room there. You might as well check, like, here. Might as well check. I mean, I think we looked... maybe we didn't look here, because these are still open. Fair enough. Dude, I mean, what can you say about what we got going on here? It's been... I think we've been hit once on the whole run so far. Very, very little to complain about. Now, don't let hubris get the better of you. Because I was about to say, like, oh, you know what? Like, the run becomes a... I'll probably just open it right away. What the heck? So when we shoot, we shoot out of our back as well. I think it's worth a key, personally. What I was gonna say is, you know, this run becomes a lot more dangerous once we lose full HP. But the odds of that happening anytime soon, when you consider the fact that we have like 8 armor, is almost comical. Like, I would feel disingenuous being like, well, you never know where the run's gonna go. True, but like, you know, I mean, look at it. So Badge, we know it synergizes. I don't know what the synergy is, but I feel like I have an obligation. If we know that there's a synergy, that used one of my blanks. Yeah, okay, thank you. I mean, a blank versus armor, I don't really care, I guess, but... Ah, okay, so it is another cursed item, but, Knife Shield is at least unactive item. I don't think it's particularly strong. Is it worth the curse? I have no idea, but if there was ever a run to try to figure out whether or not it was worth the curse, this is probably it. I'm not super stoked that we're going to be seeing more, you know, jammed enemies, but... The money. But it's not that big of a deal one way or the other, I think. Oh, okay. So I am starting to take some hits. But, like, thankfully, Full Metal Jacket... I mean, it's actually Full Metal Jacket. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some discourse about it actually being a bad item. Just in the sense that, like, you would rather have control over using your blanks. Because now, a flawless on the boss is a little bit touchier. I could understand that. But I mean, then, like, on the boss, it does eliminate some potential negatives as well. I don't know, dude. I'm just trying to spitball here. Man, the rewards are out of control. So we are going to... I'll buy the badge. It's also cursed. So we're getting to some serious... Some high-level curse. Maybe I won't buy the badge. I know it's gonna seem like cowardice, but... You know, knowing an item is cursed... It scares me a little bit, because there's also a lot of items I don't think of as cursed and just pick up sight unseen. So I'm worried I could accidentally over-curse. What is the danger there? Well, I know, like, I don't think I've ever done it. Maybe I've done it once. But, if you get too many levels of curse, like a Spelunky-style ghost starts following you around, I would rather avoid it. So maybe I'll just hold off. Maybe we'll do the traditional Gungeon thing. We'll buy some keys. Not get too concerned about the bespoke synergies. And earlier I said, hey, what kind of a person would we be if we didn't buy the synergy? Well, we would be a person, in this case, see, I deliberately left the question open-ended. I think we would be a person who, you know, appreciates the zany time, but also has some respect for the level of risk inherent that, you know, would jeopardize a run that is in a very good position at the present time. I think that's the kind of person I am right now. I'll tell you. The first part of this run, I remain wholly unconcerned. Man. We will certainly make it to bullet heck. We will, in my opinion, have like a 90% confidence factor to beat the Lich. So the only danger is really like the run that comes afterwards. But I hear that the Gunslinger, from what I've heard from Austin and from Cobalt, is that the Gunslinger is like the most overpowered character in Gungeon. So I'm not necessarily pessimistic about our odds of that one. Okay, well, you got to assume that the boss is probably right up there, just judging by the number of rooms we've... Yes, hello. Number of rooms we've been to. So green chests are definite open potential, hoping for basically synergies. We have so many items. Yo, B bullets, dude. I love them. Forgive me, I'm not gonna bust open the blue chests. Seems like busy work right now. Now, do keep in mind, I'm not super scared about this, but we do only have one blank. And I'll tell you, screw this. Give me the blasphemy, dude. Might be a coward's approach. But being able to destroy bullets, I would be a fool not to. You're fine. You're fine. Don't freak out. You're fine. As long as you keep clicking. He doesn't say, what do you mean you only have one blank? You didn't even need any blanks. How's that for a money roll, Daniel? Okay. Well, we got another master round. Yeah, I was gonna say, there is a special room over here. Is it the junk salesman? Yeah, okay, so you can do this. You give him a master round and 2 more items on this floor and you get something, okay? But, nah. Not this run. We got other designs on this run. Well, I'll take this opportunity to caffeinate. You really couldn't ask. I mean, let's not get to thinking that the paradox is too easy. Let's put the attribution for this run where it belongs, okay? The blasphemy is extremely great. Okay, I mean, I used the blank there because I rolled into an enemy while I was on fire. Would not recommend. I hate you, dude, because if you were on the other side of me, we just bolt. But yeah, that enemy remains an annoyance for sure. And I gotta say, dude, Full Metal Jacket, as much as I would rather, and there goes our last blank, 3 rooms in, but as much as I would rather like have a better chance to flawless the boss, I do appreciate that on this specific run, it's particularly helpful because we would rather keep our armor so that we can use our blasphemy like ad infinitum, you know? So I think that it's kind of a soft synergy. I never thought about this kind of like verbiage, but you know, in Isaac, most synergies are soft synergies, you know? Getting an item affects another item in a way that is not like explicitly hard-coded. It's just like, you know, your rate of fire is higher, your tier effects get a soft synergy, you know? Or you know, your tiers are homing, your beam tiers get a soft synergy. In Gungeon, and this is part of the reason, like, I've been struggling to, like, quantify it, but, or, not quantify, but to describe it, but what's cool is that there's those kind of soft synergies that exist in other roguelites, but there's also obvious hard synergies that are like, hey, these 2 items thematically have a connection with one another, like they were both, you know, they both have an element, you know, they're both made of guns, they're both guns, or they're both bullets that shoot guns, for example, or they're both related to the AK-47, or they're both blah blah blah. Those have hard synergies. Hard-coded, but there's still the same sort of soft synergies as well. Like, you know, we've gotten 2 items that have dodge roll up, and as a result, you know, our dodge rolls have a disproportionate soft synergy. It's cool, dude. I'm not trying to make fetch happen. You know, I'm not trying to force something into the public discourse. I'm just saying, I think there's a useful axiom on which to think. Soft synergies versus hard synergies. Same as there's soft skills versus hard skills in the real world, right? Like a hard skill is like, hey, I can write lambda functions using Link. And then a soft skill is like, I don't make the people at the office feel uncomfortable. Hard skills, very valuable. Soft skills, perhaps invaluable. Man, I love the fact that we have 2 familiars. Oftentimes, enemies are actually dying without me doing basically anything. I would love to get another payday item. I'll just open it. It's a Guanstone. Kindles blanks. You know what? Let me see. White Guanstone. It grants its bearer an additional blank on every floor. So I think it's useless right now because we already had one, I think. Dude, let's... Flak bullets. I think we should, like, buy out, but we'll start here. But on the next floor, like, it'll work. And, I mean, synergizes, I guess, a soft synergy, if you will, with Full Metal Jacket. Yo, this is awesome. So, will I fight the Dragon if I find them? Let me answer your hypothetical question with another question. Could you blame me if I did on this run? Like, look at this. Look at our HP. I've never seen a health bar that's looked like that before. Well, I mean, I've never had one. I've seen better Gungeon players. Maybe I'm rising in those ranks. I'm not trying to seem demure about it. But I've seen HP that's looked like this. I don't know if I've ever possessed it for myself. We have so many familiars, I actually thought that one enemy, not the one that hit us, that was a legit, you know, collision, but the last enemy that was alive, I actually just assumed he was mine. I was like, there's a character shooting bullets on the screen. Let's be realistic. It probably belongs to me at this point. At this point, I'm done caring about ammo, to be honest. We do have exactly enough money to get Macho Brace. I don't even remember what it does. Rolling shoots, maybe? Value for effort? Oh. If you roll and then shoot, you do more damage, I think. So we have no blanks. Our quest for a flawless across all 5 floors could be in jeopardy. That makes one of us. Okay, good stuff, familiars, obviously. I hate these guys, they gotta go. It's okay. The purpose of this run was not to get 5 flawlesses. We had the opportunity. I got the informal 5 flawless because I did get the Blobulord, but let's not worry about it, okay? It's actually the first armor we've lost since floor 3, I think. Easy. I don't know, like maybe there's something that works better against the final phase. We haven't really gotten... And please do not take this as complaining, because this is not the case at all. But we haven't really gotten an amazing boss killer that makes me not want to use the Blasphemy. Wow, the AK requires reloading much faster than I thought. Like, I still think the Blasphemy is just what you want here. For obvious reasons. You know what the actual scariest thing is? We have to beat the pest as the gunslinger. So the scariest thing for sure is me never going to the forge and making that mistake as a result. So that, you know, definitely you do not need me to tell you, is the easiest run we've ever had, maybe up to that point. This floor still sucks pretty bad, but we got 4 blanks, a staggering amount of armor. Corey was telling me that bullet heck isn't so bad once you realize that the floor layout is almost exactly the same every time. So I should really inquire more about that, because that's an incredibly valuable piece of advice. If I, like, the thing about bullet heck, and it's probably getting irritating hearing me call it that, but I don't know, HE double hockey sticks, is it a swear word? Some parts of the world, maybe? I would say no, but, you know, I don't write the algorithm. I don't have that hard skill. All I've got is the soft skill of knowing vulgarity when I hear it. That was scary. But the real problem down here, I mean, Lich is whatever. You know, he's hard, but the more you fight, and I'm learning this, you know, now that I'm having these long, fairly difficult, you know, boss-ridden Gungeon runs, but, like, the bosses are whatever. You know, eventually you learn the patterns. You more or less got them. The rooms are the real nightmare because the patterns are inconsistent, you know? Like, you need slightly different, you need at runtime knowledge, because the enemies move in unpredictable ways. You know, there's a, I don't know if I'd say an unpredictable permutation of enemies on the room, but, you know, depending on how you move, they respond, and then, you know, their shots are going to be in a different place. A lot of bosses in the game, you know, they stand in the center of the room and do an attack with a bullet pattern that you gotta, you know, just remember, basically. So it's really the fact that the floor is long, and then the rooms themselves are fairly difficult. It's not the Lich himself, you know? Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm philosophizing about the reasons that I don't necessarily love this floor, but certainly this is the wrong run to complain about anything. We've essentially, this is what happens in Isaac when you do an Eden run and you start with Mom's Knife. I mean, Blasphemy, I don't know if it, excuse me, sir. It's the Wall Lord. I don't know if it's as good as Mom's Knife, but it is if you get armor, that's for sure. No! Get out of here. I have no respect for this item. Here's, oh, sorry, I used another blank. I don't necessarily think that the Bloody Scarf is bad, but here's the thing. There's an adjustment period, and my opinion of the dodge is that it's good enough. So whether or not it's better is, like, irrelevant to me. If the dodge is good enough, because, like, you know what? I think I've finally figured it out. The game must be balanced around the dodge. They would never make attacks that are impossible or even nearly impossible to avoid. It just does, it wouldn't make any sense, because it would, thank you for not putting me over the edge somehow. I don't know what I did to deserve that bounty, but it would completely break the balance of the game. So where's the incentive to take something that requires you to learn, you know, new muscle memory? It might be worse, you know, temporarily to begin with. Could cost you a couple of runs to save you, you know, one hit every 20 runs in the future. It just, the value proposition does not make sense to me. I rolled into the pit and was not killed. I don't know what's, I don't know how is not, you know, hitting me with the consequences. Maybe I'm not panicking quite as much as I thought, and we didn't actually roll into the pit. Maybe Full Metal Jacket protects us. We've used another blank there, but man, it is insane to think, like, how many more times do we have to get hit before we won't be able to use Blasphemy? I mean, it's like 1 for the blank plus 7 for the armor. That's absurd. You could never ask for a better Blasphemy run. We are kind of crapping on the ammo. We've also... This is more consumables than I think I've ever gotten. But I think that... if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple of things that contribute to that. Like Ring of Chest Friendship for sure. And then, I mean, casing... Why am I fighting death, dude? Specifically on casings, of course, you got Loot Bag. But then on top of that, I believe Curse increases the drop rate. And then on top of that, I believe... Taking damage decreases the drop rate. We have not taken damage more than 2 or 3 times over the course of the entire run. Thanks to Full Metal Jacket and all of our, you know, myriad blanks, really. So yeah, I mean, it's a disgusting run. Is truly disgusting. I would think at this point that the boss has to be here. Not necessarily in this room, but in this direction. And you know what? This is not just a steamroll run with no other merit. Like, I actually, because we looked stuff up on this run, and because of the, you know, some of the items we got that basically starting with Payday Mask, an item that I have never given the respect that it actually deserves, I learned a lot. You know, this is one of those rare runs that, yeah, it's like a steamroll, but on top of being a steamroll, we actually learned a little bit about the world around us in Gungeon, which is very nice. Okay, so I hate to do it, dude, but here we are. Lich is like, you know, you're screwed now, buddy. I got a gun that shoots in spirals. You don't even know what's coming your way, dude. We've had faster Lich kills than what we're about to see. But I don't know if we've ever had a safer Lich kill. I mean, Knife Shield is also doing work. We're not, like, literally unhittable, but we're probably close to literally unkillable when you consider the amount of times he'd have to hit me to cause me any problem. Good lord, this run is good. I don't even know what the pig does. Besides, it looks shifty. And we'll make up for our flawlessness. It works on the Dragon if we can flawless the entire Lich. Now it's a heavy order even on a run like this. We don't call things heavy orders. It's a tall order. Thank you, my friend. No, I knew it. Yeah, I got a little overwhelmed in the process there. That's okay. I can't hide my disappointment, but then I have to think about the fact that, good God, if that's what we're disappointed by on this run, you know, we should all be so friggin' lucky. Alright. Final phase of the Lich. Definitely second hardest. Apparently the second phase of the Lich is not actually that hard. You just need to actually learn the patterns, but I don't know, man. I tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas, man. It's called The Simpsons, sweetheart. Look it up. Well, you will never have an easier run than we just did right there, but that's okay, because it's all about becoming the gunslinger on this next run here. But there will be a little break in between for a couple of reasons, one of which is I desperately have to use the bathroom. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!